What we know today is that there's still a lot of money being spent on sports teams. The Los Angeles Lakers have been sold to Josh Kushner, who is the brother of
Jared Kushner.
and Bob Iger, the
Walt Disney.
former CEO of Walt Disney, at a valuation of about $12.5 billion. I guess they didn't want my offer, I guess, but first reported by ESPN this afternoon, Rona Shelburne. That is a record for an NBA franchise and among the highest valuations ever placed on any North American sports team. Here's what makes it remarkable. Mark Walter bought majority control of the Lakers just over a year ago at $10 billion.
Yep.
He is selling roughly
all-time highest price.
Yeah, he is selling roughly 14 months later for $2.5 billion more.
Profit.
For perspective on where this started, Jerry Buss bought the Lakers in 1979, very famously, as part of a $67.5 million package. $67.5 million package that also included the Los Angeles Kings and the Forum.
Yep.
Josh Kushner is 41 years old, founded Thrive Capital, co-founded Oscar Health, and is the brother of Jared Kushner. He currently holds minority stakes in the Grizzlies and the Heat, which he'd have to divest in right now to become a majority shareholder. Bob Iger ran Disney from 2005 to 2020, and again from 2022 until this year. Some people will say ran it right into the ground. But be that as it may, let's hope he doesn't do that to the Lakers, although some people would probably say that
LeBron James is gone now. I wonder if that come into play on some of this.
Yeah, exactly. He joined Thrive in April and co-owns Angel City in the NWSL with his wife Willow Bay. Their statement: as lifelong NBA fans, we are deeply honored for the opportunity to become stewards of the Los Angeles Lakers. Walter called owning the team one of the greatest honors of his life.
Bull crap. He invested
$2.5 billion is the greatest thing of his life.
He runs a hedge fund and he invested to make money.
He is keeping the Dodgers and the Sparks, and we'd note Walter and Guggenheim Partners are reported to be under investigation by the Manhattan U.S. Attorney's Office. And
that's the guy that sold the Lakers.
And the SEC over potential insurance fraud. So take that what you will. $2.5 billion gives you a good reason to settle things and walk away, I would assume. But the deal still needs approval from the NBA Board of Governors, of course. Craig, you're a big NBA guy. $12.5 billion for a basketball team, and the guy selling it made $2.5 billion in 14 months on an asset he barely touched and, quite frankly, didn't put up any of the cash to begin with. Is that a sports story or a story about what's happening to money in this country with regard to...
Yeah, it's a sports story. It's not a sports story. It's an investment thing with these private equity firms. They buy stuff up and turn around, sell them, and make money. He's keeping the Dodgers, which is a very bad, they've won 2 World Series in a row. They're going to win this year going away because they just signed the American League's 2-time Cy Young Award winner. So they're going to win again. But this was just an investment, and it's going to be the same. Iger probably wants it. Kushner is just another investment, private equity firm investment to make money. Will they turn the Lakers into a winning franchise now? They lost LeBron, which actually I'm glad. I don't like LeBron, flopper LeBron, but this
flop.
It's a flop. Yeah, it's a good move for that dude because he made $2.5 billion in 18 months.
Well,
that's phenomenal. God Almighty,
they did. And they didn't win a championship or anything. They didn't do anything in those 18 months. I mean, they were middle of the road, a little above average, and that gained you $2.5 billion.
But what he bought, sorry to interrupt, what he bought was the Laker TV contract. That thing is worth some serious money because they've got their own local TV network besides what goes national.
Well, can you imagine? I hope Bob Iger doesn't get a hold of that. We'll have live action remakes of the 1980s teams or something. It'll be awful.
Yeah, I mean it's a massive amount of money.
John, you're in the investment field. I won't ask you to talk about your daily job there, but when you see numbers like this, it's absolutely mind-boggling when it comes to sports teams. And you're a sports guy too. What does that tell you about what it's going to cost for somebody to go to a game and enjoy a game if there's a $12.5 billion price tag for these investments?
Oh, yeah. By the way, just go back, Craig. You did say the Dodgers are going to be lifelong Cubs fan here. That's why they play the games. So the Cubs are doing well this year.
The Dodgers have perfected what the Yankees tried to do by buying championships. The Dodgers have got it perfected, and there will probably be a shutdown next year, Major League Baseball,
100%,
because these little teams are so tired of never even having a chance of winning the World Series. They don't have a chance now.
Well, and the other aspect of that is, you can buy the guys, they still have to play. I mean, Dodgers went out and got Tarek Skubal from the Tigers. Really made me mad, but they're 2-8 out of their last 10 games. The Cubs swept them just a week ago or 4 days ago. So I mean, it still got to play the games. It's very likely though they're going to be the odds-on favorite to win the whole thing this year.
No doubt. I'm sure they will. I just as I got to see the Cubs win a World Series, there was people who lived on this earth 100 years that didn't get to see that.
Right.
So I've got to see it in my lifetime. But to answer your question, Kyle, I don't think. I mean, when you go to a Bengals game, it's a $16 beer, or it's a $12 Coke, or it's an $8 hot dog. When you go there and you see how awesome the stadium is, and how just everything that's in it, it's got to get paid for somewhere. And I think what it does is it really alienates people that that your everyday person being able to go to a football game is very difficult. A family with one or two kids, good luck. I mean, that would just be brutal. I mean, to be honest, to go to a football game, and I mean, my wife and I went 2 years ago to a Bengal game, and it was very expensive for us to go. Now, we had a good time, but I think when you look at how, I've said this for a long time, when you look at how money is made, and when you look at the stock market, and when you look at real estate, and when you look at, there's been a lot of different avenues for people to make money in the last 5 years. Across different spectrums. I mean, it's been the market, or if it's been, real estate, however. So when that happens, you have people who are like, you know what, I'm Bob Iger, and I want to own an NBA team. Sure. So I think, you get that ability of people that just want something, which then supply and demand, people just wanting something is going to push it higher. Bob Iger wanted it. And, Mark Walter, I mean, his job is make people money, to make himself money. Yep. And, making a 20% return in 14 or 18 months, that's pretty good. My clients would absolutely love it. But, I think it's really, the Lakers, when you look at NBA franchises, the Lakers obviously are in the top three. I mean, debatably the Knicks, I would have them there. They just won their first championship, in forever. But I think when you look at the Bulls. If you would say now, are the Bulls a top three NBA team when they had Jordan and earlier on? 100%. But are they now? Is that Oklahoma City? Have they gotten to be that big? I don't see Oklahoma City as successful as they are. If they were to go up for sale, I could not see them touching a $12 billion price tag.
Yeah.
I just couldn't.
Y'all know how many days it took to make this deal? Did you got that in your information, Kyle?
From what I am hearing, this was done in about a week.
3 days.
Yeah.
So that literally had to be, hey, we're interested in buying the Lakers, and Mark Walter going, throw a number out to him. And he said, I don't know, add $2.5 billion to it. And they came back, and he was like, fine.
They were trying to get in.
How I would see that. In that short of a time, that had to be somebody willing to pay it, and somebody asked for a crazy number, and somebody
they were trying to get the Las Vegas NBA team. They were one of the groups for that. But then that Bob Iger heard that the Walter fella was possibly interested in selling. So he hit him up on a phone call, and 3 days later they made a $12.5 billion, and it's not done because the Board of Governors has still got to approve it. And the only thing that I would think they might not do it is because Kushner is related to Jared Kushner, who's married to Trump's daughter. I don't know if that politics will come into play, but the NBA's pretty political right now. But, man, to make a $12.5 billion deal in 3 days, That's just unfathomable.
I can't make up my mind on a $30 T-shirt sometimes. I can't imagine doing this. But
if you're naming your price, that makes it easier.
Yeah.
It's phenomenal.
Otis, I see you. We will talk about that shortly. I'm waiting on confirmation right there. If that happens in the next few minutes, I will obviously stop what I'm doing and change what we'll talk about. Before we get to that, let's talk about something that is just genuinely something here. Little League International's tournament committee determined that a player on Tulsa National Little League, that's the team from Oklahoma, was ineligible. So the committee removed Tulsa National from the Southwest Regional Tournament, which is played in Waco, Texas, declared his previous game a forfeit, and said the decision is final and binding. That was Monday around 12:30. The championship game was scheduled for Tuesday, was canceled, and the 2 o'clock semifinal between Bourne, Texas, competing as Texas West, and Louisiana was redesignated as the regional championship. Bourne won it on ESPN and was declared Southwest Region champion. And then at 4:15 that afternoon, a district judge in Waco, Texas, named Ryan Luna, signed a temporary restraining order barring Little League from recognizing anyone as Southwest champion and ordering a Bourne-Tulsa game. Can you imagine? Can you imagine that the federal court systems are involved in a Little League game?
And the guy's last name is Luna. I think it's Lunatic.
Yeah. The order was served. That was served on the Little League at about 4:50 after the championship game had already ended. About 5 minutes after, Luna's order did not require the ineligible player to play. He wrote it was preserving the competitive opportunities of Tulsa's other players. Tulsa's national statement was this: the winner of the game will be determined on the field where it should be decided. Little League filed an emergency motion calling compliance impossible.
That's ridiculous.
They'd contacted Bourne, the umpires, the volunteers, and ESPN, and 4 Bourne players had already left town. Bourne spent the day at the pool. On Tuesday, the court vacated the order completely. Bourne goes to Williamsport. First game, 3 p.m. on August 21st. The underlying lawsuit gets its first hearing September 24th, and it won't matter at that point. All of this because apparently they had a kid on the team from Tulsa who didn't even live in the district. And it got found out, and Little League stepped in. Good on Little League.
Yep, 100%.
What a mess.
The coach had to know it, because if they practice, the parent comes in, and at a minimum, they got a different county license plate. But they knew it, and all the kids suffered because of it, and that's the end of it, and it's about as all I know about
it. John, did you play Little League?
I did.
All right, so let's imagine that you're winding up your game. You win what has now been deemed as the regional championship, and you've won. You're going to Williamsport, and then some judge out of Waco
probably never even played ball.
The judge has probably never played ball. Has nothing to do with it. Issues a ruling that essentially says, nope, you got to come back and play against this other team. What are we doing when we're allowing these courts to get involved in all this?
I think it makes just a mockery of the judicial system, to be honest. I mean, if the kid was, I coached youth football, okay, and yes, unfortunately, you would find teams that had players that were a year older.
No way. No, not at all.
You'd catch them, and as you say, Craig, I guarantee you the coach knew, and I'm not passing judgment on everybody, but it wouldn't surprise me if the whole team knew. Because that kid, however he showed up, but no,
all the parents knew, all the coaches knew. Yeah,
the
sponsors.
They can get mad, but at the end of the day, I think it would serve a good lesson to be like, well, guys, we got caught cheating, and we got to, there's a forfeit, there's a penalty to it. Yeah. And we had to forfeit the game. Was that? No, it's not fair. You know what? But
or is it? Is it fair, John? They cheated and got caught.
The whole organization knew. Don't tell me that they've gone through this much stuff and traveled, all the way, throughout the country and played in these things, and the whole league there did not know that that player was illegal.
Right.
I just think it puts a bad taste in those kids' mouths. Growing up, they're never going to think the court system is legitimate. They're always going to think that they got cheated because the courts made them. And at this point, what if they go there and they lose? Should they have to play twice? Is it a best of 3? So I just, sometimes kids just need to be kids. And a lot of times it's this right here. This is adults, because I doubt any of those kids went and found an attorney and filed an injunction and all that. So that's adults. And, the adults that got caught, they should have owned it. And I think it's just very poor taste. And, and some of the parents may claim they didn't know. Okay, that's fine. Well, you know what? Don't if you lay down with dogs, you'll get fleas on you. You've got to realize that. And maybe you shouldn't have gone to that team. I don't know.
The kids are suffering because of adults.
100%.
Adults wanting to win so bad.
Shame on the adults.
Yeah, they're wanting to win so badly or they want to live their life through their kid because they couldn't walk and chew gum at the same time.
Yep.
That they cheated. They want to win so badly that they cheated.
There were times. Yeah, there's been times in my life when you've had an official that makes a call, or you're upset that there's a ruling against your team or whatever. I can't imagine running to the local courthouse to file it. We're in this hyper litigious society where we don't learn lessons anymore. We want people just to put everything on hold and literally make legal cases about it.
Well, it's that phrase. That's not fair. And I think exactly.
Welcome to life.
You're right. I mean, every one of our reactions, that's not fair. It's like, well, you know what? Life's not fair. Every day, life's not fair. I mean, but you know what? You can't just start blaming, and you can't start suing. You either have to get out there and make a difference in the system, make a change if you can. But if not, it just is what it is. And life's not fair.
Well, I will say North Oldham is playing in the Little League World Series. First pitch at 7 p.m. Against Ohio, Hamilton, Ohio. Winner goes to Williamsport.
Which are a blast to watch. Little League World Series is fun as heck to watch.
Let me just say this: I love watching Little League World Series and the regionals going up to it, because it seems like that's the one place that NIL, that sponsorships, that there's still amateurism to the sport.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't even have that in the Olympics anymore.
Well, we just had the girls' Little League World Series.
Right.
Softball, and it was fun to watch.
We have all of this, and it's the one thing that we, as middle-aged guys, we all want to watch it. And then you have these parents who clearly somebody did something wrong. And in fact, there's reporting out there, I'm not going to get into it, about they apparently registered a kid, this ineligible child's little brother, to play in a special needs league to try to establish some type of residency. It's a mess, and I can't imagine that somebody had the gall to walk into a federal courthouse and to argue about this.
No,
but
me neither.
Be that as it may, go Kentucky. I hope they win, and we'll be following them as well. Let's get into that. Let's go ahead and get into that right now as we close on Kentucky. Where Kentucky's 15th roster scholarship is still out there, and the whole thing now runs through a federal appeals court in Denver. Here's exactly where the case stands, because a lot of what's being said about it is flat out wrong at this point. The case is Wisney versus the NCAA. On July 31st, Judge Charlotte Sweeney certified a class and issued a preliminary injunction giving a fifth year of eligibility to everyone who started Division I competition in 2022, in 2023. If you were watching this show 3 months ago, we told you this is exactly what would happen. We called that. It is exactly what would happen, and it did. Essentially, if they completed 4 years under the rules, they were done. On August 2nd, she clarified it does not override transfer rules, roster limits, revenue sharing, or the $2.8 billion House settlement. The NCAA appealed to the 10th Circuit and asked for the injunction to be paused. Monday night, Sweeney refused, writing that the NCAA essentially rehashes arguments it previously made and that she rejected it. So Tuesday, the NCAA went over her head and to the 10th Circuit, setting an expedited briefing schedule. And here are the dates that are important to understand. The players' response is due Friday, August 14th at 3 p.m. Mountain. The NCAA's reply is due Monday, August 17th at 10 a.m. 10 a.m. Mountain Time. A ruling on the stay could land as early as next week. It will land next week, I can tell you that.
Is that when college has already started?
Well,
it's got to be close.
They're close. I mean, I will tell you, Kate moves tomorrow. Her classes start next week. So, I mean, it will happen. The NCAA's argument from Chief Legal Officer Scott Beerby who is on the naughty list and should not receive any presents from Santa Claus this year, is that the Division I cabinet, including its student-athlete members, considered making the rule retroactive and decided it wasn't in the best interest of current and future athletes. Well, isn't that convenient? Isn't that convenient that they made a decision that it shouldn't affect the guys who will have obviously economic detriment for them not being able to do that? Isn't that nice of them? And because they said that it is, then it shouldn't be. Their practical argument is that roster spots are fixed, so every fifth-year player who comes back takes a spot from a freshman who may then have his own lawsuit. That's not what is going to happen. And the NCAA knows it. They are being totally disingenuous with this argument. There are a few select teams that would be able to take these guys anyway and even have the NIL money to do it. And there's only a few of these guys that would come
probably
back.
Not 10 teams in the whole country.
No. And there's
not all the players would get picked up anyway.
No, that's exactly it. Now, here's the thing about Kentucky's 3 targets that nobody is putting together, and once you see it, you can't really unsee it. Jackson Kohler apparently is headed to BYU. There hasn't been an announcement yet, but it sounds like that he is gone to BYU. He is.
Sorry for your loss, Kyle.
What's that?
Sorry for your loss.
It's all right. He is of the Mormon faith. But here's the other thing you have to understand about Jackson Kohler. Jackson Kohler signed an Exhibit 10 contract with an NBA team. And that NBA team, the Utah Jazz. He's already living in Utah.
Yeah.
And the other thing about that is if this doesn't go through, he can stay with them on their training camp team, right? No big deal. Or he could just go over to Provo and play there. Keyshawn Hall, who we have talked about on this show, has signed a Exhibit 10 contract with the Miami Heat. Mark Mitchell, who we have also, there's Keyshawn Hall. And then Mark Mitchell, who we have discussed on this program, has signed one with the Denver Nuggets. If you don't know the term, an Exhibit 10 is a 1-year, non-guaranteed minimum salary deal that runs through the preseason. It gets you into Summer League and it gets you into training camp. And if you play well enough and convert into a 2-way contract, what it does not do is it does not end your college eligibility. So every single player Mark Pope is recruiting right now is a man holding an NBA training camp invitation in one hand, waiting on a federal appeals court with the other, and that reframes the deadline. Everybody's been watching the transfer portal window. The real clock is that NBA training camps open in about 6 weeks. Yep. These aren't kids weighing scholarship offers at this point. This is just a matter of who fits where. They're professionals deciding where a 5th year of college is better business. It appears that Keyshawn Hall is out of the mix too. Sounds like he might be going to St. John's. Then we get to Mark Mitchell. Mark Mitchell, according to Tipton today, Joe Tipton, he says that I'm probably only watching one school, to be honest with you, Tipton said, of Mitchell's possible portal recruitment, and it is Kentucky. I think they've pretty much identified him as their top guy. If he is able to actually transfer, I think they've kind of focused in on him, which is always very interesting when a player transfers in league. Makes for an interesting matchup. Now, what this means is that, and according to many people, including Elijah Burns, and now Big Blue Dylan is reporting this as well, it appears that we are potentially in the waiting game, and it could be as early as this evening that he could be signing. Now, the thing you need to understand about Mark Mitchell is while he is covered by the class action aspect of the Colorado case, he has already shown interest in joining the other lawsuits, and in fact was named in one suit. He would actually fall under the Ohio lawsuit, I believe, if I've read everything correctly.
Was one of the Colorado 18?
He was not one of the Colorado 18.
Oh, it was? Okay.
He was not. He's in another lawsuit where there's already been a determination that he would have a 5th year of eligibility. What everybody's missing is that all of these cases are separate. Now, could there be consolidation and a determination? There could be. What's more likely to happen is that the NCAA is going to put all their eggs in the basket in the 10th Circuit Court of Appeals. They're going to beg and plead for some unknown, godforsaken reason to prevent these kids from playing, which is going to make things even more interesting, make more money. Go figure. They just, it's my rule, my way, the highway. And so here we are with chaos, and we're not going to know anything until next week. of what these courts are going to do. If the 10th Circuit allows the stay to stay in place, 10th Circuit Court of Appeals, then all of these players are going to join teams, and it sounds like the NCAA then has to decide if they're going to keep fighting this, which they probably will. John, where do you see this ending up? And what's the point of the NCAA continuing to fight this?
You know, whoever the NCAA has for their legal department, you know, it's like they just need to clean house. I mean, they really do. I mean, like, I think every one of us that is a college sports fan, when they say the words, well, we're doing this for the betterment of the student athlete.
Oh, what garbage.
It's laughable. I mean, it was laughable before when they literally, you couldn't even buy players food without that being a recruiting violation. They had to live in the dorms with everybody, which was fine. But, you know, I would venture to say a 300-pound lineman eats more, you know, than a 165-pound player. But yet they have the same food card. So, you know, the difference there, you know, is just, it's daylight and dark. And, you know, looking at the NCAA and their issues that they actually continue to make more issues for themselves.
Right.
They have opened Pandora's box. They now kind of got to accept anything that is thrown at them and trying to, you know, circle the wagons and trying to put, you know, the rabbit back in the hat is not going to work. I think, like you said, they're going to do everything they can do. They're going to try to get every bit of sway they can get to try to get something that will give them some semblance of a victory. But I think it's just an avalanche waiting to happen.
Craig, how many did Mark Mitchell drop on the Cats earlier this year in the first round of the SEC tournament?
Was it 18?
32.
32.
It's the most
remember.
ever.
Yeah.
By a team, and by anybody from Missouri.
Didn't he average like 12 points a game?
He actually averaged 18.3 points a game.
18 with Hall.
Yeah.
He had
5.2 rebounds, 3.6 assists on.
What's his 3-point percentage?
Splitting his splits are 54% from the floor, 38.8 from three, and
that's awesome.
Now here's the bad part about it. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you. Craig, you only shoot 66% from the free throw line. It's going to take us down from our 80% as a team.
Yeah, we got 5 starters, potential 5 starters. They will all shoot over 80% from the free throw line. And then the next 3 guys down shoot over 75%. So in free throws win games, and we saw last year free throws beat us because we couldn't throw it in ocean. That's what happened to the TBT tournament too. The UK team. Yep. Couldn't hit a free throw. Couldn't hit the broadside of the barn. But
as long as we play some semblance of defense, I'm okay. Just some semblance of it.
No, we will. We're just too big not to.
Well, I will also say this. I know there's a lot of people who are really upset today, and it's understandable. Louisville added Seth Trimble from North Carolina today, which is another. They have modeled what they have done after what Michigan did. They have 5 5-star guys that were from other schools.
Well, here's the question. How come other schools are landing players and we can't? How's St. John's going to get Hall? I mean, why in the world would you go to New York to play when you lose 60% of your money in taxes?
Why would you go to the University of Louisville and live in Louisville? I mean, I have a lot of friends who are from Louisville. I have 2 daughters that live in Louisville.
They went to college. They're Louisville graduates, aren't they?
Yes, they would. Well, I have. Yes. Why do you have to keep reminding me of that?
I didn't know that at all.
Oh, you didn't know that?
John's not my friend.
Oh man,
what happened here?
Wait, wait.
This has been going on for years. He's been taking credit for a long time.
Wait. My daughter graduated with a master's degree from the University of Louisville. She graduated with an undergrad from the University of Kentucky. She is a big Blue fanatic. She worked for UK Sports Video, just like her dad did. She got a master's degree from there. It doesn't
I got
count.
a picture of Kyle wearing a Louisville Cardinal hat.
Now listen.
Don't I?
You do. My middle daughter, Olivia, she chose there because she likes to give me gray hair. All the gray hair I have is from Olivia. So she did that intentionally. Now Kate goes to Bellarmine. She's
That's a good school.
That's a good school. It's different. Now, but that's just how it is. Okay. Will two of my daughters have degrees from the University of Louisville? I will remain silent.
So it'll be on the frame on the wall.
I don't know. I'm not buying that. I'm not buying that thing. They have to buy that parchment on their own.
Jennifer will buy it though.
No, Jennifer will not. Kate's going to Bellarmine. The older two, I don't think Emma even cares about her masters. Anyway, let's talk about Mark Mitchell. He is the guy that we're all waiting on right now. If Mark Mitchell joins this team, he answers a bunch of things for us, and this is the big thing. He's from Kansas City. He's a 5-star recruit. 2 years at Duke. Never really wanted to have a Dookie with us, but this will answer some problems. 2 at Missouri. 2-time All-SEC. 3rd team as a junior. 2nd team as a senior. Last season, 18.3 points, 5.2 rebounds, 3.6 assists.
In SEC competition. That's the
big time against SEC competitions. He started all 33 games and became just the 2nd player in Missouri history to lead his team in points, rebounds, and assists in the same season. And Kentucky fans have seen exactly what he can do. Like I said, he dropped 32 on the Cats in the first round of the SEC tournament, which is the most points any Missouri player has ever scored in that tournament. And he put up 32 on Arkansas the game before that. One honest note on the measurements, we have to understand this. He's listed as 6'9" and 230, but at the G League Combine, he measured really in at 6'7" 3/4 with a 7'2" wingspan. He would be our 4th player. He would be our 4th player with a 7 foot.
An over 7 foot wingspan. Yeah, that's why I say we're going to play good D, John.
Yeah,
I hope so. That'd be nice.
Well, if the argument is that he fixes a rebounding problem, it's the wingspan is the number that matters, not the listing. He did sign his Exhibit 10 with Denver on June 25th and confirmed it himself. Then played 3 summer league games in Las Vegas, and unlike Hall, Mitchell is covered by the Colorado ruling. So a stay next week would hit him directly.
Which is the 10th Circuit. That's what
which is the 10th Circuit, right? I think at this point, I'll ask you, John, your thoughts on, does this solve the only hole that I see, and I see George in here says that we should have had more guards. From what I've seen, it's not the guard role that we need.
No, we can put Cam in a guard. It'd be a 6'8" guard too.
Yeah, at the 4 spot, that's what we need big time. Somebody that can back up a 25, 26-year-old Frank Kepnong, and we'll have to see what Usman Njai can do, and maybe spell Moreno at times. Does this answer some of the problems that?
I mean, obviously it answers some questions. It answers some. He's a 5-star. He's a phenomenal athlete. He will make us better. Yes. I think the majority of people saying that we need more guards. I think it's just the last 2 years seeing our guards get hurt.
Yeah, we're good on
our
guards
get hurt. I think most of us just worried. We've wondered why do we not have another backup point guard? Because we don't need 4. So I think the Kentucky local Big Blue fan has wanted more guards because we just haven't had those last couple years. But no, I think he definitely fills in some holes for us. Again, going through a whole season, I think Kentucky's building a good roster. I think they don't have a lot of egos on there, but they have to fill. That's the one big issue I see with U of L, with all of those is, are they going to have enough minutes for all those players? And is there going to be any infighting on that team? I think they could have looked at us this year and saw how much we spent on a roster. I've heard the numbers in $33 million for their roster. I think that's probably the issue that they're going to face to that. But I think for Kentucky,
it's a lot. Louisville will spend a lot. But what this will do, this will give us adding another 18 points, which was Hall would have done too. That'll get us a team potential of averages off of last season at 132 points a game.
If this team doesn't average 90 points a game,
walking out the door, they should fall out of bed and score 90 points. We should have 10 or 15 100-point games this year. And with Pope saying shoot over 33 pointers.
And Mitchell will shoot the 3.
Oh yeah, he'll launch them. And so we're going to be the worst 3-point shooters we got are our guards. But all they got to do is drive to the middle, drop it off to one of 3 players, and let them go. If it's Moreno underneath or whoever's on the wing, then we're going to be launching threes all day long. It's going to be Mitchell will help us. Another big wingspan, another 5 fouls to give up on a tough team. Because I don't care if 4 guys foul out now on the front line, because we got 3 more to come in.
Well, and it lets you develop players like Reese Potter and Braden Hawthorne.
I mean, we can hack the crap out of teams, especially if they're poor free throw shooting teams. We can hack the crap out of them and take one 7-footer out and put another one in.
John, your thoughts on the ceiling? I was reading today, one ESPN writer said, if Kentucky makes to the Elite Eight with their current roster, that's their ceiling. You add Mark Mitchell, are we a contender?
I mean, I think when you now get all these players from other teams, you get, guys that had, played at small schools and went on a run in the NCAA tournament and now got noticed and now are able to play. I think any number of those teams can be contenders when they get to the NCAA tournament. I think getting to the Elite Eight, I think at that point, absolutely. I think any team at that point can win it, because I think all of those teams at that point are going to have seasoned players that have already probably played in an Elite Eight, or at least played in some championships, even if it's not at that current school, but at another school. If they may have played at Duke, or they may have played at Mississippi State, or played at Memphis, or wherever it was, but they got them into the tournament. So, even though that team might be new going in there, they've got, you've got seasoned veterans on your team that are coming from other teams. So, yeah, I think we're just as big a contender as anybody else. If we get Mitchell, if we got any of those 3 that we were looking at last week, I've said Final Four. We're Elite Eight without them. We're Final Four with them. And I saw a poll out early this week, a way too early top 25, had Kentucky at 23rd. All the rest of them got us at 13, 14, 15. And this one coming out at 23rd. I don't even know what they're thinking, but look at that. It's late signers, not having any prospects signed at the season ends. Then think about back about May and June. Think about all the prospects that we were after and we didn't get, and we didn't get, and we didn't get. Like you asked earlier, like, why wouldn't they come here? Why? It was almost like there was a mystique over Lexington of like, I'm not going to go there. I mean, you had players choosing schools like, you just don't choose, schools like, what, I think I'm going to go to Montana State.
Well, remember, Pope said they got to earn their minutes. These other schools, they're using Kentucky to negotiate against those other schools, and then they go to that other schools and they're the man. They get promised X amount of minutes, probably 30 minutes a game, to showcase their game. But if Pope sticks to his guns and doesn't promise minutes, then this will be a good team. That's why I think the family atmosphere is where it's at, because everybody knows they've got to work for it. And players that people really didn't pay attention to won the competitions, whatever competition Pope's doing over the last 2 weeks. It wasn't none of the star players.
No, but I will also say this, that if we land Mitchell, I think that the sky's the limit for this team. If he can assimilate. But remember, guys, we're literally 6 weeks from NBA training camp. We're a week and a half away from school starting. I mean, this kid has to get. I mean, there has to be a decision.
Got to get registered.
Yeah, got to get registered. Got to get to the school. Got to get all this, done. And it's going to be a whirlwind. And we need some good news, as somebody said earlier. We need some good news based upon what the Fighting Scrooge McDucks down I-64 are doing over there. They have backed up the Brinks truck. And listen, good for them. You buy yourself a good team or whatever. But at the end of the day, if they don't win an ACC championship and they don't win an NCAA tournament, an NCAA championship, Pat Kelsey's got to be gone. I'm sorry. You're loading this up right now. And I'd say the same for Mark Pope. He's got to have a good season as well. But Pat Kelsey can't have the highest NIL roster and have all the 5 stars and then not win an ACC championship and not make it to a Final Four.
And Duke is loaded again. Duke's like number 3 in the country. Louisville's 14th, I think. It's going to be fun to watch Louisville play, because they're going to win a lot of games for sure.
Oh, no, I think they're going to win a lot of games. But again, The locker room, your locker room is going to determine that. And if you've got guys that are paid, I mean, $33 million is a lot of money, guys. And you got to figure there's only 5 of them out there at one time. And you're going to have guys that are making millions of dollars, even though there's another guy's making more millions than he is. He's going to think he needs to be on that floor. And it only takes 2
and we've said there's not enough balls on the court for Louisville players before they signed this guy today.
100. They ran out of minutes like 2 players ago.
Yeah. Exactly. And somebody's going to get pissed off because they're not getting up 10 shots a game.
Well, and you got a bunch of seniors, got a bunch of guys who are coming from programs. I just don't see how you're going to get Carter Knox and, Tipton. I just don't see how you're going to get all these guys to buy in to this system. The kid
who's
from
going to be the man?
Kansas.
That's the difference.
Who's the man? Right. Who's the man?
Who's going to be the man? One of them is going to have to be the man, and they all think they're the man. And the issue is who is the man, and you're going to have that the whole year, I think. The whole year.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. Good Deeds said in here, ready for some football. We are too. Friday night, Franklin County High School is playing. They are scrimmaging against Cal. Then September the 5th, we are just 3 weeks away, John and Craig, from football time in the Bluegrass. Pretty excited about that.
So I got a question for John. Since we lost our third person in the booth,
I've already asked him. And he hasn't committed.
So what about it, John? Live on air, you got now both of us asking you.
Man,
it's a lot of fun, a lot of screaming.
Oh, I'm sure it is a lot of
it's a lot of fun.
The West Side in me may just not allow it. I don't know. I think I don't know. I'd have to give it some time, but I appreciate
you couldn't live more west than me. I'm a half a mile from Silverton. I'll tell you this, we're massive homers. We're massive homers, and we have a lot of fun at those games.
George has asked if we fumble on Mitchell, Pope has no backup plan. Pope has said that he feels good about his Mark Mitchell. He feels good about the team that he has. I think Mark Mitchell would be a icing on the cake for this group. And listen, just from what I've seen, just from practice and things, there's gonna be some guys that pop up out of here, including Mason Williams, who you are going to be shocked at how good they are. Who are not getting the early season, preseason type.
Wasn't it Jerome Morton that won the last week's?
Jerome Morton.
He won the last week's competition over everybody. However Pope does that. Morton won the last week, and Williams won the week before that. And then one of those two won the 3-point contest. I can't remember.
Where they're all shooting over 80%.
Right.
I don't give a crap if they don't have a hand in their face. Put a hand on their face and they're making 40%. Great. Yeah. So, Jen says that John wants to run the cameras, by the way, for the football games. So,
hey, man, I'm telling you. I'll say this, Kyle. I ain't bringing no food this year because I'm tired of it not getting eaten. So better eat dinner beforehand.
John would. We'll offer you pizza, John. Whatever we got to do. That's right.
I usually do.
It's a big incentive package, guys.
Lisa could come and hang out with Jen. She doesn't like to do anything anyway with the football, and she just likes to be in the room with us. So it'll be fun.
If I tell my wife that I'm taking on one more task in this life, she'll probably
blame me. Blame me.
Well, then here's the other option. You're running for office, and we get a ton of viewers.
Yeah, we get thousands
of football games. Your name will be known. Think about that.
We'll let you sit on it.
I'm talking hundreds of viewers, right, Kyle?
Thousands.
And I mean, hundreds live.
Oh, hundreds live, yeah.
And then the next morning, the numbers rocket up.
Yeah.
Because the players watch the game and their parents watch the game.
Just consider it. It's totally worth it.
And we're more exciting than the other people that broadcast the game.
Oh, for sure. That other group that does that.
Yeah.
Good Deed says he'll come and eat the pizza.
It's good pizza too, brother.
It's the best in town. So, Craig, anything before we get out of here? I am starving. I gotta go eat.
One thing. Talk about who signed with Oldham with Rondo's kid.
Josh Smith, former NBA guard, swingman Josh Smith, his son has signed with North Oldham, who will be playing with Pierre Rondo. So you've got 2 former NBA players, their kids playing at North Oldham next year. They got to be one of the preseason choices.
And Rondo, I'll bet you, as a freshman, right, Kyle? He'll be
a freshman. Yeah.
As a freshman, he'll be in play for Kentucky High School Basketball Player of the Year.
Yeah.
As a freshman.
He threw some passes last year at the Sweet 16 that were just stupid for an 8th grader. I mean, it's going to be fun to watch.
Jen says, here you go, Kyle.
Yep.
Jen says, I got to feed your husband. Hey, I don't mind bringing the food if it's eaten. I don't want to throw it away.
Yeah. Well, let's just pretend that won't happen. This portion of the program brought to you by Da Vinci's Pizza. Da Vinci's Pizza for hot and fresh pizza.
We do that once a show.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get out of here for the night.
Rain totals 5.0. It's crossed 5.09 now.
I bet after this last one, I could just hear it.
Yeah, so 0.23 left or 3.2 left to hit the
John,
total.
thank you for joining us tonight. I know that you're busy, as we talked about. Come back anytime, or until I bug you enough to come back.
Tell us what are you running for, John?
I'm running for 5th District Magistrate here in Franklin County, which is it's kind of like you said, the southwest part of the county. It goes down Louisville Road. It goes down Cardwell Lane to Evergreen and goes out to the southwest part of the county. So I'm running for that.
Yeah,
I would appreciate everybody's vote. And you can always reach out to me at my website. It's hibbardformagistrate.com. Or it's hibbardformagistrate@yahoo.com. If you ever want to send me a message or questions or anything, I'll be more than happy to talk with anybody.
But everyone else that's been watching tonight, thank you. We can't thank you guys enough. It means the world to us that you'll join a bunch of knuckleheads coming on here to talk about sports and politics and news and all the other stuff in between. So we appreciate that. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Give us a like. Share it with someone who else needs to be above the noise. But until next time, make sure that you stay informed. Stay sharp. Stay above the noise. Good night, everybody. Have a great Wednesday evening. Talk to y'all tomorrow.